Before we dive into music royalties and how to manage and secure your music, it's important to ask ourselves, how did we get here? The music industry today presents us with a striking paradox. We're living in the golden age of music consumption. Streaming numbers are breaking records. Music is more accessible than ever. And the industry is reporting revenues at all-time highs. Yet somehow, the creators at the heart of it all, the artists, are receiving the smallest slice of the pie they've ever seen. The answer to this question isn't simple. It's a story of technological disruption, shifting power dynamics, complex distribution chains, and fractured rights systems that have evolved faster than the protections meant to support creators. Understanding this history isn't just academic. It's essential for anyone who wants to navigate today's music landscape successfully. So let's trace this journey together. Long before streaming platforms dominated our listening habits, the first music gatekeepers were technology innovators. These companies didn't simply record music, they invented the machines to play it, constructed studios to produce it, and established labels to distribute it. Just as Apple, Spotify, and YouTube shape music consumption today, early pioneers like Edison, Westrex, and Columbia used technological innovation to build empires. They created closed ecosystems where hardware and content worked in perfect harmony. This is the story of how physical technology ruled music for over a century. 1877 presented the dawn of recorded sound. Thomas Edison's revolutionary device recorded and replayed sound using wax cylinders, transforming music from an ephemeral live experience into a tangible product. Edison founded the Edison Phonograph Company, establishing the blueprint for the recorded music business and creating an entirely new commercial category. For the first time in human history, sound could be owned, replicated, and sold. Music became a commodity that could generate revenue long after the performance ended. 1890s to 1920s. The birth of the first corporate gatekeepers. Edison, Columbia, and Victor Records sold phonographs and records as a unified system, pioneering the platform plus content business model. Early record labels existed primarily to sell phonographs. Content was the means, hardware was the end, and artists were simply inventory. These companies controlled every aspect: manufacturing, distribution, and retail. They decided what music was recorded and who could access it. 1921, the Westrex Revolution. Western Electric and Bell Labs introduced the Westrex system, replacing acoustic recording with electrical technology using microphones and vacuum tube amplification. This breakthrough separated the industry into two distinct roles. Tech innovators focused on hardware and recording technology. Record labels concentrated on content, catalogs, and artist development. Licensed to Columbia and Victor, this partnership made mass-produced records commercially viable and sonically superior, setting the stage for music's explosive growth. 1930s to 1940s. Radio amplifies the revolution. Radio became the first worldwide system for music distribution, reaching millions instantly and simultaneously. Labels initially feared radio would cannibalize sales. Instead, it became the most powerful promotional tool ever created. By the 1940s, listening to music at home became a daily ritual, embedding sound into the fabric of American life. 1948, the LP album is born. Columbia Records' introduction of the LP vinyl record revolutionized how artists created and audiences consumed music. No longer confined to 3-minute singles, musicians could craft complete experiences, and albums became artistic statements. The album format dominated for decades, establishing the blueprint for how we think about music collections to this day. 1950s to 1970s. Music gets mobile. The compact cassette tape brought unprecedented portability and, crucially, the freedom to record. Mixtapes became love letters, time capsules, and personal curation. Car stereos transformed vehicles into private listening spaces. Music accompanied beach drives, cross-country journeys, and completely redefined the face of those centuries. Listening was no longer confined to stationary furniture or local radio stations. Music became a personal soundtrack adaptable to any environment or mood. In 1979, Sony redefined personal listening. The Walkman was lightweight, battery-powered, and intimate, letting listeners take their music anywhere. Sound became mobile and individual, previewing today's earbud culture. Sony and Philips launched the CD in the early 1980s, offering perfect clarity, durability, and portability. It represented a technological triumph that seemed unbeatable. The US music market value in 1999 was $14.6 billion, the absolute peak of physical format revenue. The physical era had three major format shifts: vinyl, cassette, and CD. Each dominated their respective eras and transformed consumer habits. From Edison's phonograph to the CD, over a century of technological evolution. 122 years of innovation. The physical era was defined by one fundamental principle. To enjoy music, you had to own it. This wasn't just about possession. It was about the inseparable relationship between the music and its medium. Every listening experience required a physical object in your hands and a physical device to unlock it. You couldn't separate the song from the vinyl, the album from the CD, or the music from the machine that played it. This tangible reality shaped everything from how artists were compensated to how music was valued, collected, and shared. It was something you could hold, display on a shelf, and pass down to future generations. So this was the physical era, 1877 to 1999. For 122 years, innovation drove every shift in how we consume music. Technology companies controlled the entire ecosystem, just as streaming platforms do today. The lesson remains constant. Whoever controls the format controls the future of music. But this success would blind the industry to the digital revolution waiting just around the corner. In the next section, we'll dive into the last 25 years and explore how digital technology completely disrupted everything the industry had built, transforming not just how we listen to music, but who profits from it.